From England and France to Italy and Germany, European countries are full of vibrant cities known for their museums, restaurants, nightlife and architecture. So, it comes as no surprise that deciding which spots are the best places to visit in Europe can be difficult. Here are a list of 10 countries to visit this year in Europe. The City of Light draws millions of visitors every year with its unforgettable ambience. Of course, the divine cuisine and vast art collections deserve some of the credit as well. The gentle river Seine rambles through the city, flanked by stately museums, centuries-old churches, and blocks of Rococo and neoclassic design architecture, further enhanced by cascading trees and glowing street lamps. Peppering the Seine's cobbled walks and graceful bridges are impossibly chic Parisians, probably on their way to the market, cafe or cinema. Containing world-class museums, fashion, cuisine and an atmosphere all its own, Paris is also a city of many splendors, as Ernest Hemingway recalled in his memoir, A Movable Feast. Visit the beloved Musée d'Orsay, shop the biggest designers on the Champs-Élysées or hit the boutiques in Le Marais, take in the view atop the Eiffel Tower, or even plan a day trip to Versailles Palace. But don't miss out on the simple pleasure of meandering the marvelous arrondissements, districts, or snacking on street crepes either. The English writer Samuel Johnson famously said, "You find no man, at all intellectual, who is willing to leave London." No, sir, when a man is tired of London, he is tired of life, for there is in London all that life can afford. More than 2 centuries have passed since Johnson's era, but his words still ring true. Life in London is nothing short of invigorating, and travelers find that one visit isn't enough to experience everything this 2 millennia-old city has to offer. Here, the antiquated clasps hands with the contemporary. You'll find the historic Tower of London and the avant-garde Tate Modern both considered must-sees. Shakespeare's sonnets are still being uttered by actors who don modern garb. Londoners most certainly still respect the royals, but they also jam to the likes of Arctic Monkeys and Adele. And while they still praise the power of tea, they now make room for some Starbucks here and there, and pressed juice too. A current leader in everything from politics and banking to fashion and music, London's culture compass is always attuned to what's next. Discover it all on one of London's best tours. Rome, the city of 7 hills, enjoyed a mythic beginning. Romulus and Remus, twin brothers who were nursed by a she-wolf and fathered by a war god, reportedly founded the Eternal City. And although historians are a little skeptical about this epic entry into the world, most travelers are absolutely certain that there is something magical about Rome. Whether it's the mystery of nearby Vatican City or the ghosts of the Colosseum, an afternoon cafe on Piazza Navona or a piled-high plate of pasta at a trattoria, Rome is sure to enchant. Italy's capital city, Rome is also known for a history that dates back to the years of Octavian, Julius Caesar, and Hadrian, among others. Left behind are structures like the Pantheon, the Roman Forum and dozens of churches, among other historic gems. Art enthusiasts will relish the trove of art housed at the Vatican museums, and foodies will enjoy the splendid Italian fare, not to mention the gelato. And though its momentous past is the focus for many vacationers, Rome is also a fast-paced, modern and relevant city, with gleaming designer storefronts, sleek hotels and cutting-edge restaurants. This little city, tucked amid the Tuscan hills, casts a long shadow through history. The wellspring of the Renaissance, Firenze, or Florence, sheltered the powerful Medici family and inspired artists like Michelangelo, David, and Brunelleschi, the Duomo. If it weren't for the fashionable Italians and chic shops lining Via Tornabuoni, you might think you had traveled back in time to the 14th century. But Renaissance art is not the only reason to come. You also visit Florence for its gorgeous sunsets, its Italian cooking and its romantic charm. Make the most of your time in the city by letting a local show you around on one of Florence's best tours. Barcelona contains both the authentically historic and the wildly bizarre. From the scenic trails of the colorful Parkwell to the romantic narrow alleys of Barri Gòtic, from the beachside nightclubs to the city's dozens of sacred churches and architectural marvels, this city by the sea seems to attract all types: the adventurer, the couple, the partier, the culture lover, and more, with an almost overwhelming variety of things to do. You could stay for a few days, but chances are you'll need a whole week to explore. In Barcelona, even the beach is bustling, but it's really the cosmopolitan city that gets all the attention. Much of the activity revolves around Las Ramblas, a series of narrow streets and alleys packed with restaurants, nightclubs and a vibrant pedestrian market. But you should also take a tour of Antoni Gaudi's masterpieces. Gaudi is responsible for sites like Casa Milà, Casa Batlló, and La Sagrada Familia. You also shouldn't miss out on the eclectic shopping scene and the region's exquisite food and wine. You see why we suggest a week vacation? To get a lay of the land, consider signing up for one of the city's best guided tours. A prosperous and bustling city, Prague now attracts more tourists than ever. But its picturesque downtown veils both a dark legacy and a resilient past. Dating back to about AD 870, Prague has withstood numerous overthrows, invasions, fires and floods. It's this reputation for survival and perseverance that has made the Czech capital so fascinating. Today, its storied churches, narrow streets, daunting hilltop castle and statue-lined bridges create the scene of an urban fairy tale. Even the most jaded traveler would have trouble resisting this city's charms. Prague was once a hidden gem, overshadowed by its flashier neighbors to the west. But the city couldn't keep its marvels a secret for too long. Now, it's a haven for travelers seeking inspiring experiences at affordable prices. Even today, top attractions, including the famous Charles Bridge and the historic Prague Castle, offer free admission, and many hotels offer rooms at a fraction of the cost of other European cities. But this bargain hunting legacy has a ticking clock on it, so if you're hoping to find a fire sale price, now's the time to do so. Don't believe everything you hear about Amsterdam. Yes, this Netherlands city takes a lax look at women beckoning business in the red light district and coffee shops selling an unorthodox type of herb to a token clientele, but these descriptions only scratch the surface. At some point, during an excellent Indonesian meal, a twilight canal-side rambling or a shopping excursion through the boutiques of 9 little streets, you'll realize, as many travelers have before you, that there's much more to Amsterdam than you might have thought. And although the city's loose laws on vice seem to attract a college-age, male-dominant crowd, Amsterdam is also ideal as a romantic getaway for 2 or an educational excursion with the kids. With attractions that range from biking along a maze of canals to remembering the Holocaust through the eyes of Anne Frank, from exploring the swirling expressionism of Vincent van Gogh to lazing in the expansive Vondelpark, Amsterdam suits a variety of traveler tastes. A massive volcanic eruption around 1650 BC forced the center of what was then a single island to implode and succumb to the sea. Some say that this was the original home of the lost city of Atlantis, which long ago disappeared into the ocean's depths. Whatever remains of this mythological metropolis is now guarded by beautiful beaches and stately whitewashed homes. Today, Santorini consists of 2 inhabited islands and several islets. Most visitors spend their time on Thera, the archipelago's largest island, which is home to Santorini's major towns, including Fira and Ia. Sleepy Thrasea makes for a relaxing day trip too. And don't count out the quieter islands, Nea Kameni and Palea Kameni are worth exploring. Your first order of business in Santorini is to hit the colorful beaches. The black and red sands make for a memorable visit. Next up, indulge in the archaeological delights of the impressively preserved ancient acrotiri or hike to ancient Thera to see the ruins of 3 empires, including the Romans. From there, catch a breathtaking view of the caldera, a brilliant turquoise pool of water that serves as the nucleus for the varied isles of this archipelago. Some would say you only need a day to enjoy these islands' charms. They are a popular port of call for cruise ships, but to really drink in all Santorini has to offer, you'll need a few days to a week. Then you'll have plenty of time to learn there's more to these comely dots of the Cyclades than meets the eye. Located south of Zurich, Bern, and Basel, the Swiss Alps are a haven for winter sports enthusiasts. While skiing, hiking and snowboarding tend to dominate this region, you'll also discover quaint towns, serene lakes and gorgeous scenery. Luxury mountain resorts are available throughout the region as well, making it a playground for all sorts of travelers. Additionally, no trip to the Swiss Alps would be complete without indulging in some warm, gooey cheese fondue. Venice is enchanting. Yes, that may be cliché to say, but once you see the city on the water for yourself, you'll surely agree. Step out of the Santa Lucia train station and the breathtaking Grand Canal will soon greet you. You'll see water taxis coast along, passing underneath the Ponte degli Scalzi, Bridge of the Barefoot, and might hear the faintest hint of a serenading violin, or is that your imagination? It might not be all in your head. Romantic gondolas carrying smitten couples glide through the web of the city's many waterways, and gondola drivers are known to sing when the moment feels right. On land, narrow passageways twist past old-world storefronts and residences, and over bridges. You should note that maps aren't all that helpful here and getting lost is the norm. Embrace the disorientation. or enlist the help of a local by signing up for one of the best Venice tours. This canal-clad city's main draw is its magical atmosphere, but you'll also find quite a few diversions, too. The tour guides at St. Mark's Basilica and the Doge's Palace give some great historical insight. The Gallery dell'Accademia hangs works by Titian, Veronese and other famed Venetians, and the Teatro La Fenice puts on some world-renowned operas. You can also travel to nearby islands like Lido for the beach, Murano for the well-known glass and Burano for its lace. Hope you enjoyed our video. Only Facts channel. Like and subscribe to see more videos like this.